Hi, this is Gecko Mayhem. Welcome to my video and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a few things, so without further ado we may as well just dive straight in, right? First of all, I have a video here of Imhotep, who is the priest of Ra, and he is going to be showcasing, or I am going to be showcasing, his skills. So the first thing is his basic attack skill. How cool is that? Let's do that one more time so that you get a really good look at exactly what he's doing, and then I'll break it down. So he casts a massive lightning fist that comes from the heavens down on your enemies. And there is lightning, an arc of lightning that attaches to the back of the fist to give it a real sense of impact. And it comes down with a big thud. And his staff glows at the end, which is cool. It's like it's cooling down. So he's summoning this massive lightning attack down on his enemies. They're getting crushed by this lightning fist. And then his staff is glowing. Very cool. Okay, so Imhotep's second skill, is his core attack. So let's just watch that and focus on that for a second, because it's very cool as well. Alright, it's a heal, as you can see. I'm going to play it one more time. So he's charging up, he's summoning this massive heal, and then this healing wave is just flowing over him and healing him up. I would assume you can target any given party member. I don't know what the skill breakdowns are. I don't know what the descriptions are for these skills, but obviously as the priest of Ra, he is capable of healing. One assumes he's capable of healing more than just himself, that he's actually a healer, a decent healer that you bring into the game. Now, Imhotep is an epic. So his title is Priest of Ra, and he is an epic level, or quality, I guess, rarity champion. So I think he'd be a very welcome addition to any party. The last skill that I want to show from Imhotep, the Priest of Ra, is his ultimate. So take a look, and it's got sound effects as well. So now that is a mass healing spell. It's a very cool ultimate. Kind of like how in Final Fantasy VII, Eris's limit break is Healing Wind. I think that's her final one or something, and it's this massive heal that goes over your whole party. It kind of reminds me of that. Let's watch it one more time. Alright, so he's summoning these glyphs on the ground, and then some sort of doorway of light opens way in front of your characters, behind the enemies, and this corridor of healing or holy light comes charging out, and then there are these other runes on the ground that just light up as this healing power is flowing towards your party, and then they're all being hit by the heal and gaining back HP. So it's a really cool ultimate, and it's looking like Imhotep is shaping up to be a really good character, a really good champion or hero that you'd want. I mean, you need a healer, right? Especially when you're going up against hard enemies or against a boss, you definitely need to have a healer in your party, and he is shaping up to be a fantastic healer. Now, it's really cool to see these animations, and although there needs to be a lot of work done on other things, other animations, some of the VFX, etc, etc, it's really cool to be able to just see what Imhotep is capable of, and it's very clear when he heals. So when that healing wave goes over him, it's this green healing wave with all the pluses, which mean health, and then this other one is this massive holy light, because of course Ra, as the sun god, you think of him as oranges and yellows and just anything to do with the sun and light and beams and things like that. And so Imhotep, as the priest of Ra, he calls on the power of Ra to heal. But also that lightning fist, oh my gosh, that's super cool as a primary attack. That he's not just a healer, he obviously can deal out damage, and so he's pulling down this fist from the heavens to smash into them. Very cool. Okay, have a guess as to who is going to be showcased next. It's none other than Ra. I want you to take a look at this, first of all. Very basic. So this is a mock-up of Ra's ultimate attack. And the initial mock-up where they were brainstorming, well, what can Ra do for his ultimate? And so we'll take a look at it one more time and just note the key things or points of interest in this mock-up. So it's a 2-point attack. He's raising his staff is glowing, he's sending it towards them, they're getting hit, and then he's casting it at them a second time as he swings his staff around and down, and then some sort of lightning is shooting along the ground and they're getting hit again. So there are 2 points of impact against them, which is a very cool attack just for a mock-up. Alright, so we're going to move on to the next part, and I'll show you what the next step was after that mock-up. So the first image here, it shows Ra raising his staff into the air, and then there's some sort of effects on his staff, and this is kind of a step beyond the animated mock-up. So you've got Ra, staff in the air, next thing he brings it down, and there's another effect as he hits the ground, and then as he swings it up, it sends out some sort of wave of energy at the enemies. Enemies get hit, and by this point his staff has swung all the way back. It's like a golf swing, swinging it all the way back. More effects, the staff is potentially glowing, then he swings it down again, something shoots out, and then it hits the enemies, but there's also an effect of a massive explosion of some sort as that lightning travels along the ground, and as it hits them, they're getting hit, plus a massive explosion from the staff. Now this was a little bit different to the mock-up. In the mock-up we saw that he did do the 2 attacks, the swing up, hit, swing it round, hit them. This is taking it that one step further and saying, look, this is where we want there to be effects. We're kind of showcasing a little bit beyond what the mock-up was. But it doesn't stop there. After this little storyboard of showing exactly the steps that Ra's going to take, we get to take a look at the effects. So a beam of light from heaven, his headpiece is glowing, it's glowing under his feet. It says solar caustics there. I don't know what that means. I know what solar means, but I don't know what solar caustics are, if that's an actual term. He swings the staff down, we see a flash of light as it comes down. And as he swings it back, a massive wave of light is heading out towards the enemies, which is very cool. It hits them with explosions on each of them, impact points on their bodies. Beams of light shooting out. It's so cool to see the effects beyond the mock-up and then the storyboard of the flow of his attack. His staff is still glowing, ephod's still glowing, and under his feet are those solar caustics still. He's just bathed in light. He swings it down for a second thing. There's a little explosion as his staff hits the ground, and then it sends it out towards them, and with lightning of light, the sun's energy shooting out towards them and then exploding on them, and there are explosions of debris from the ground. So the arena or the dungeon is actually taking damage from him. Now, it's so cool. Mock-up, right? You know, kind of the steps. Storyboard. Okay, so this is where the effects are going to be. Get to see the effects. Guess what's next? If you guessed that we get to see him actually do his ultimate against enemies in the game environment, then you guessed right. Here we go. Alright. It's a little bit different to what they showed, where he does 2 swings and they get hit twice. So I'm going to play through it again, but this time I'm actually going to talk through it. So, he swings the staff up, draws light, swings it around, fires out a massive blast at them. And that's all it is. Draws Heaven's Light, swings it down, blasts at them. Take a look at the background though. I believe this is the Kajiki setting. So Kajiki is one of the factions or banners. I'm calling them banners. Or races. I'm not sure what the correct terminology is. But yeah, he's in a Kajiki setting. This massive platform with lava and all sorts going on in the background. And then this Heian style shrine entrance off to the side there. Just showcasing the setting is very cool. I really like this. So yeah, that's basically Ra and the planning process that Fateless went through to plan out his ultimate attack, and then we get to showcase that to you. So I hope you enjoyed that, but this video is not yet over. We still have 2 more things to see. So we've seen Imhotep, we've seen Ra, we've seen their attacks. Now I would like to introduce to you, or at least show you, a character that has been already revealed. So this character has already been revealed, but it's going to be very cool what I show you next. This is Amaterasu. Amaterasu is a Japanese deity. I don't know how much in the past Fateless has actually shown of her. I know that the artwork has been shown before. I'm going to go over this whole thing. So first of all, I want to focus on her, because this design is sick. It's so cool. So the detail is just astonishing. How much detail how much detail there is overall with this. I don't even know what you call this crown thing, and then the hairpins, all Japanese style hairpins. Hairstyle is Japanese style. The kimono, which I believe, I don't remember what it's called, that style of kimono, but it's a really cool, almost royal, well, it is a royal looking kimono that she's wearing. Sort of mid-length sleeves, cool patterning on it. I'm not sure what these are supposed to be. Perhaps they're lotus fruit, although not quite. They kind of look like grapefruit slices to me, but I'm sure they're not. You've got the nine tails here, the foxes, and her flowing hair sort of flows out like the nine tails fox there. She has a pendant which looks like half of yin yang. Yeah, just the color scheme, the overall design and flow and symmetry and everything is just really cool with her as a 2D character model. Going across, I'm gonna just zoom out a wee bit so you can see these. So we have sword number 1, and we've got 2 versions of it. There's the gold version, where the blade of the katana is coming out of the wolf or fox's mouth. I'm going to imagine this is a fox because she's got foxes on her clothing. And then we have the black version with flames. How cool is that for a sword? The gold tipped part with, it looks like some sort of wings or feathers from that. And then you've got the general wrap, normal style wrap, but with a little extra piece in the middle, gold, of course. Just the color scheme and the color setting is just so fantastic. So gold blade, black blade with flames, and then we get down to these other 2 blades. So blade number 2, what looks like a dragon of sorts, a thinner handle, doesn't have the wrap, but the blade has all these serrations and I just forget the terminology for everything on the fly while I'm making a video. I forget the terminology of basically parts of swords. I do know my swords. I've watched enough blacksmithing videos to know a little bit about swords. This is probably not the most practical, coming out of a mouth and not having the guard and the hamon and everything there, but yeah, just aesthetically it's very cool. I like the coating or the extra strength from the dragon's mouth. It looks like the dragon is breathing fire out over the sword. And then number 3, the last one, last but not least, this is obviously an orange blade. It's once again got this piece on the top that's covering it, and just the style of that is very cool. I like this flower type part on it as part of the guard. And then you've got the pommel here, which I think is supposed to be, I'm going to guess that it's a kappa. So kappa are basically these fishy frog-like creatures, mythological creatures that dwell in waterways, ponds, rivers, streams, and they're mischievous little things. Yeah, so I'm guessing it's a kappa. I'm not sure what this part on there is, as part of the dragon's tail. But yeah, kappa head, and then of course you've got your wings as part of this. Let's go with fox. Cool swords, man. If I had to pick a favorite, I couldn't. If I had to pick a favorite, it would probably be the black one. I like black blades. I like the red and black together, the aesthetic, and I like the style of this handle, hilt, guard, pommel, etc. Just overall the style of it. Even if you took away the flames, I'd have to pick the black one. So 1B, winner on my part. Now the last thing that I'm going to reveal is not just a champion in their weapons. It is a brand new champion. And this champion is in the Ceiba, C-E-I-B-A, the Ceiba banner or faction. And it's none other than Montezuma. So we've finally got the Montezuma reveal. And this model is so freaking sick, dude. You've got your Aztec style feathers and colors. They've got the color scheme so perfect. He's wearing a headdress, and part of that headdress is this really cool looking face as almost a mask over his head to give him height and to make him look ferocious. He's got the piercings, the earrings, the tusks as part of the headdress. He's got this mantle and chest piece, all made of gold. Look at the detail on this. This is just incredible. The feathers in the right places. I am just so not surprised that they chose this as the concept piece to showcase, because however many concepts they did, they've chosen all the best parts. You've got your armbands, you've got your wrist guards with all the gold and red and green. Even just the shade of green that's being used is almost this jade-like quality to it. A very Aztec style sash, belt, and whatever the hangy bit in front of the belt is called. Just look at the intricacy that goes into something like this. Aztec style god face, like an idol, and then you've got this really evil looking demon almost thing with its tongue sticking out and its tusks as part of his knee pads. Just overall an incredible looking character. Now, what rarity is Montezuma going to be? I don't know. I'm guessing he's going to be epic. I can't see him as a rare. Right, let's look at the weapons. Now, unfortunately, I can't remember what these weapons are called, but I will tell you in a tick. I believe they're called macuahital, which were generally made of wood, and these could ultimately be made of wood. So I want to zoom in a bit as I kind of go down. So looking at these makuahito, they're very brutal looking weapons. And the designs of them are just nice. They're so brutal, man. But it looks like there are jade spikes on this one with some cool flowing river style patterning. And then you've got your two-handed blade down here with the massive chonky pommel, and then the part that connects the blade with the handle. Same with this one here. It looks like obsidian shards, chunky obsidian shards. You would just shear somebody into pieces if you hit them with this. It looks like some sort of Aztec creature that is on this one. I like the green handle with the gold rings. That's cool. And it's got a bottle opener. Hey! And then finally, Aztec style idols showcased on this one. Let's just go with, it has rock shards. Some sort of golden rock shards embedded in it. I like the border, how this has this kind of blue border around it. And then you've got the creatures or whatnot going down it, and then the patterns at the bottom, kind of Aztec looking. And then a thinner handle. It looks like it would actually snap. Imagine the weight of this thing if it wasn't made of... Okay, let's say that it's not rock shards. It's entirely made of wood, but embedded in these wood chunks are razor sharp blades. Or flint. Is flint the rock that you can shear into a really sharp point? I think it's flint. Anyway, it would probably still snap because the weight of this blade is looks pretty significant. Onto the shields. So they just speak for themselves, don't they? You've got these snake-like sinuous creatures there, and then you've got this massive dragon-style thing wrapped all the way around the outside. That looks like the tail. That looks like the head, breathing some sort of steam, smoke, or representing fire. It is a massive Aztec-style dragon shield. And then this here looks like some sort of weapon showcased on there, or potentially the backbone of something, because it looks like a spine. Second shield. So much detail on this. It looks like a cave painting. All of these intricate little stamped parts just look like Aztec-style runes or cave paintings that are just scattered or spread radially around the shield. And then you've got your spikes on there, just ornamental spikes as part of the shield. These other massive spikes, almost like compass directions. And then this creature in the middle with all these other mysterious mythological creatures and whatnot. So that looks like his hands, feet, and then other creatures supporting it. It's, yeah, cool looking shield, very Aztec or perhaps Mayan. Let's take one more look at old Montezuma himself. Headdress down through the body, gold, green, red, blue. Well, I hope you liked that showcase from Imhotep and his skills to Ra, and the thought process behind just showcasing or creating Ra's ultimate skills and putting into place just how that was put together, and then being able to see it in action and how it differed from the plan and the planning and the mock-up and what they came up with and the effects and everything, but just retaining the essence of the sun and the power of the sun and things like that. And then of course Amaterasu and the three katana, one of which had two styles, and then of course old Montezuma being revealed to you. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching.